What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Rob Martinez and I'm the owner of All Clear Gear. 1 second, please. All right, that's a little bit better. And today I'm gonna be showing you a tutorial on how to break down your gear. If not to clean yourselves, then to incentivize you to already have it broken down because of the timely process that it takes so that we can take care of the cleaning for you. Stay tuned, we're gonna jump right in. First thing you're gonna need is a trusty source of caffeine. Second thing you're gonna need to take apart the chin strap from the Kevlar and the hardware is a flathead. If you don't have a drill, a manual one would work. A Gerber, some scissors, and a little wrench. A crate or a little trash can, and lastly, a bin so you can just break down all of these items and throw it in there so it's not getting mixed around with your buddies in your barracks room. I know it's happening. Without further ado, we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna start with the assault pack. You're gonna wanna make sure all of the straps are unraveled and all of the buckles are unbuckled. CIF, or CIF as us Marines say it, will not take canteens if there's any amount of moisture in them. E-tool, again, unbuckled. Well, this one actually looks really nice. Make sure everything's unsnapped so that you can get all of this area clean. Canteen pouches, there's 2 of them. Always open up these little pockets on the side and just stuff your fingers in there to make sure that no trash is in there or mustard packets that are gonna get washed. I always get the sustainment pouches and hydration pouches mixed up. Make sure that they're unbuckled and the drawstrings open. You want that pre-soak or however you're gonna initiate the cleaning process for yourselves to go ahead and hit all of the area. Continuously checking for trash or other pieces of gear. Desert Gore-Tex, also consumable now. You don't need to purchase it. Check all of the zipper pockets, all of the Velcro. You do not want to wash or soak something with items, especially pens or trash in these clothing materials. Warming layers. Those can go through a simple wash cycle with some simple detergent. Kevlar cover, nothing special. Brand new tourniquet, that's nice. You don't want everything open, fully open. What I would do, even in the soaking process, is I would zip it so that about a quarter of it is open. Whatever's in there, make sure that there's no trash or any pieces of gear, any items in there, and it'll get hit. Grenade pouches, same thing, notorious for having ear pro and snacks in it if you're motor T. Check all of the pockets, all of the zippers. We've got some ESS goggles right here. Wiley X's, let's check. Sure is. These ones are actually still brand new. So we're gonna set those to the side and make sure that they get a good wipe down. Why? Because if it's still in the package, CIF will still turn it away. My advice to you, take it out of the package, even if it's brand new, even if you haven't used it yet, and at least give it a once over. Canteen cup and stand. Just a nice little wipe down. Knapsacks and other waterproofing bags. You're gonna wanna make sure that there's no clothes in there, no undies from any field ops or feminine products if you're a female. Good morning, All Clear Gear. Hello? Oh, that was weird. Some of you might not know that there's a shield back here. This needs to come out during the cleaning or soaking process and get a nice little wipe down. After that, there's probably gonna be some kind of trash or dirt or sand. Look at that. I would just dump it out just like that. Again, on the bottom, clips. If it's not undone all the way, you're getting scrunched up material. It's not gonna get touched. Do you understand? It would help to pull the buckles all the way in. That way you can identify any tape residue that needs to be taken care of, because that hangs up a lot of guys on the transition. Moving on to the main pack. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna take off all of the pouches, magazine pouches, bags, whatever's connected to the outside of this. Undo all the straps, identify adhesive, so you can go ahead and remove that down the road or before you initiate the process. And it just makes getting everything step by step a little bit more structured. Isomat. Adhesive. Adhesive. Check the canteen pockets. And now we're gonna take out the Kevlar. Kevlar pads, set them off to the side. Good morning, all clear gear. Hey, what's going on, brother? Yeah, so we actually pick up and drop off on Camp Pendleton weekly. All right, man. Thank you so much for your time. I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye. Send a text to Brian. Order just came through and she needs it back in a day, but it's only 2 items. So I had her select the 3-day option to save her some money, exclamation point. Okay, back to it. This is where the Gerber comes in. Woo. You can go ahead and just hit it with that flathead. And that way you can properly clean out the inside of it. It looks like this one could use a nice soaking. It's just gonna take a little while to dry, especially with the resources that you guys have. Now, once you've broken through all of the Loctite on these, you're gonna wanna go ahead and fasten all the hardware back to the chin strap so you don't lose anything. We've heard stories about gear being all accounted for except a screw to the chin strap, and yet they won't take the Kevlar as a whole. You don't want to be that person that gets the CIF and gets turned away just because you're missing a screw to the Kevlar. Should be 4 total, and after you screw everything together, you're good to go. Go ahead and leave the base plate on there. That doesn't need to come off. IFAC, yes. Very delicate piece of gear to clean. You can already see that there's some tears and some fraying. Take special care of the IFAC. Go ahead and unzip it and remove all of its contents and set it to the side in your personal items. Don't forget this outside pocket. Some of you guys do. Therefore, all of these Band-Aids and papers get wet. And in the end, it doesn't affect necessarily the cleanliness, it affects the drying time. And when it comes to timing, you just don't want to mess around with that any longer than you have to. Mag pouches. These things come out. And yes, CIF wants them back. Filter pouch, it's up to you guys. I haven't had any issues with it yet. There's these little plastic pieces in here that you can take out that may or may not affect the dry time depending on how you're doing it. There's 2 in there, so feel free to take them out or leave them in, it's up to you. Gas mask carrier. I love this thing because people come to us and we look like absolute heroes because this thing will be disgusting. And we make it look brand new. Face shield into the personal items. Nice little wipe down at the end. Gas mask itself. Make sure that this extra lens is taken off. Nice and easy so that you don't break the little plastic pieces that hold it in there. Personal items. Nice little wipe down. Little white caps, personal items. Little straw here. Depending on how you're gonna go ahead and take care of this thing, you don't need to take it off, but you can. Just make sure it goes back on, because just like the Kevlar, missing one screw and not being able to be accepted, if this is gone, good luck. Little hidden panel here. Pull that thing out and make sure that nothing's in this thing. Good to go. Woodland Vortex. Make sure that you didn't leave any rank insignia on there. What that'll do is that'll show CIF that you didn't thoroughly look at it, and they're gonna automatically assume that it's dirty and turn you away. Pocket checks. Make sure you don't have any map pens in these things, any tape, or any Power 1 bars or whatever they're called. Make sure that there's nothing in there. Sleeping bivy sack. Make sure that there's nothing in there. Sleeping compression sack. Flak. The Flak is by far one of my favorite things to clean, and you might have cringed when I just said that. Hear me out. Typically, these aren't washed for a total of 4 years straight. Maybe even longer sometimes. We've had some guys bring us their gear after 8 years of using the same kit, and we still give it back to them looking brand new. Like this photo right here, and this photo right here. Yeehaw! A lot of people don't recognize that the Flak has a ballistic soft armor in it that you're not supposed to wash. Therefore, if it is washed, it takes forever to dry. Just take it out. Set it to the side in personal items, and make sure that it's not wet or damp from any potential sweat or previous washes that you may have done. Pull cord, personal items. Inner cummerbunds. This is the rear of the Gen 2. Soft armor has been taken out. It's not all bunched up anymore. What I want you to do now is take off these straps like this. If you can't get the whole thing through, which I'll show you on the next one, what you can do is you can go ahead and pull this Velcro so that there's this gap between the soft part of the Velcro and the hard part. And what you want to do is just stick your finger right there. That way it gives you enough space to go ahead and slide out the rough part. And that gives you some more space so you can easily pull this through. Easily. Hey, thank you for that sale, Brian. Boom, rear Flak done. Outer cummerbunds. You don't want them fastened like this. You want the straps completely out. Reason being, that's right, it's not gonna get clean. Side sappy pouches, they have a soft armor in there. Not just the ballistic soft armor that's attached, but this little one that's removable. Personal items. Button this back up, ready to be clean. One thing that I forgot to mention to you guys is the outer cummerbunds and the inner cummerbunds will 9 times out of 10 match. This person has 11 pals, which means it's a medium Flak. If it was a large, it'd be a 13 pal, and if it was a small, it'd be a 9 pal. What I will tell you is that if you go to CIF with a medium Flak, medium outer cummerbunds, but small inner cummerbunds, 9 pals, chances are they're gonna tell you that you need to get the right size. In which, that case, come to allcleargear.com, baby. We got you. Soft armor padding, personal items. Snap that. Dumb pouch, otherwise known as the snack bag for Motor T. So what do you think about this tutorial so far? Do you think it's helpful? I sure do. There you have it. Front Flak. You can always tell by picking it up if there's soft armor in there or not. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that if you, for some reason, you misplaced, lost, got stolen the soft armor, they're not gonna take that Flak back without it, you guys. Stuff's expensive, by the way. But again, allcleargear.com, we have the best prices. Please hit us up. We wanna hook you up. We wanna help you out. The best way to get this soft armor out is to take your hand shove it all the way in there, separate with your fingers this Velcro portion that looks like it's attached to the backside of this. From there, you can grab the top part of the soft armor and literally pull it out. Like that, easy day. Personal items. Go ahead and Velcro that back. This right here, typically always something in here. In this case, you got a little piece to the back of the Flak where the pull cord goes. This isn't too dirty, personal items. But you wanna make sure that you dump this out, all of the debris that's in there. Good to go. Camelback. All right, so the Camelback, you're gonna wanna open up all the pockets here, put your fingers in there, make sure that there's no clips, trash, anything else that you might be using for the field, no bladder with tons of water in there. And look what we got, a glow belt, dog. Kind of just got some flashbacks there from boot camp. Personal item. Grenade. Tourniquet pouch. This looks brand new, but guess what? Better safe than sorry, clean it. Assault pack liner. Is it orange inside? Wow, you'd think that I've done this before. Main pack liner is green, assault pack liner is brown with an orange interior. This looks like a little bit of an older model of the sleeping bag because it has that green interior. The newer ones are just brown all the way around, and then the winter ones are all black, so stay warm. Again, make sure nothing's in here. You don't have any skivvies at the bottom trying to keep warm while you're in the field. Some snacks, because a lot of you are still hiding peanut butter packets in your bedding. Ah, the infamous whoopee, or poncho liner as CIF calls it. Beanie. If it's dirty, toss it in with the soft launder. Tarp. All right, so the tarp, you're gonna wanna go ahead and identify any holes, any tears, any repairs, any hairs, any flares, and you're gonna wanna unravel it, and make sure that it's not just gonna get sticky and just deteriorate on you. That was a terrible magic trick, but oh! A lot of the times the tarp will look clean, but the buttons that you would snap together have dirt caked inside of them. It's gotta get cleaned, you guys. I think there's enough items left in here to go ahead and dump out. Grenade pouch, no ear pro. You can leave it unbuckled, unsnapped. It's gonna get clean. Moving on, this is one of the more tedious parts of the cleaning and the breakdown process. So you're gonna wanna grab your Gerber, and hopefully you didn't spill coffee all over it. If so, you can just use your all clear gear hoodie, now for sale on the website in the gear locker, to wipe it off. The reason why I'm using a Gerber to do this and not just strong arming it is because after doing so many of them, your fingertips will just be so painful. Unbuckle the straps. We call these quick disconnect straps. There's these little straps being held inside these little rings here. If you can get the corner of it through this ring, you can pull the rest of it out with the Gerber. Sometimes if there's a lot of tension still in the pack, it's not gonna come out right away, and you might have to attack a different area first. We're gonna go ahead and unbuckle all the buckles, pull these through. We call these the male end buckles. Loosen those up to the other buckle so that it's easy to just to fish through all at once, rather than fishing one through, pulling the strap, fishing the other through. Over time, you come to find out a little bit easier of methods here. One, look at that, one right after the next. Identified some adhesive right there. So these are not going into personal items. These are gonna get cleaned and the adhesive is going to get removed. There's two male end and there's two quick disconnect straps. It's one of those things that are required to turn in the main pack system, so don't lose them. On the main pack bag, attached to the frame, is this little strap right here. You're gonna wanna push this in so you can fold this strap flat and pull straight through there. Boop. Typically, the majority of this main pack system runs pretty parallel. And so whatever you gotta do to the left side, you gotta do to the right. Straps, loosening these up, you can either push it through. If your bag's not super salty and dry and just caked, you should be able to get it with your fingers. If not, grab your Gerber and stick this through here. You're gonna wanna try and get this in between the two rings, and you're gonna wanna rotate it clockwise. Rotate it clockwise. rotate it clockwise. Boom, pull the strap right out, just like that. Now, the frame should be able to be pulled out, except for one thing. We got these straps that we still have to take off. Since the tension's gone off the pack, we can go ahead and slide a corner through. Just the tip right there. We can grab the corner and pull both sides through, and then ultimately, the rest of the strap will follow. Again, you can turn clockwise. What I would even suggest is sticking one portion of the Gerber through that little hole and then rotating clockwise. And that kind of gives you some more leverage on it here. As you can tell, it's a little difficult. Now, we're disconnected through this one. We should be able to do the same thing with, boom, got a corner through. Try and stick this in there. See that? This one's counterclockwise. And then you can grab the full strap here. There you go. The main pack bag is officially disconnected from all of the other pieces of gear. Now what you're gonna wanna do is give it a good once over. Identify any adhesive marks on there, Sharpie, ink stains, blood. And just like I was saying with the assault pack, make sure that you get eyes on the buckles, make sure that nothing's scrunched up so that whatever you're soaking it in or cleaning it with has a chance to touch all the fabric. Open up this top zipper pocket, make sure that there's no little pieces of gear in here. No zip ties, no tape. Good to go. Now we got the shoulder pads and the hip belt attached to the frame. Pretty soft straps right now. It looks like maybe this pack wasn't used that much. We're gonna go ahead and just use our fingers for most of it. What I like to do is I like to take off the hip pad straps first, and then I'll work on the edges right here. These have like these little fasteners right here that you'll see you can pull through. There's two of them. Pull this strap through, cinch this back. You can pull this strap all the way through, and then that gets done all the way. And now that's done. There's one more. Fasten that through. Same thing. Let's get that strap out of there. And there you go. This is what this looks like right here. So essentially what's happening here is this is on through here, this is through here, and you're just alleviating it with leverage. Just like that. This side, oh, woo! This side, same thing. And then something that I see some guys typically forgetting is there's a pad in here. If there's a pad on a padded item and that item gets wet, what do you think it's gonna do? That's right, hold water, right? Which means it's gonna increase the time that it's gonna take to dry. Therefore, now you can't go out with your boys on the weekend because you're inside with your little hair dryer or your curling iron or whatever you're doing to dry this thing, and it's just not happening. I use the same method every time when it comes to taking this apart. I push down on the top left corner and I almost fold it into itself, pull out the foam square first. Nice and easy, work it out. If you just yank on it, you're gonna tear a chunk of this off. One CIF facility will say, hey, we need this in order for you to turn your gear in. Another might say, don't worry about it. Be rather safe than sorry, just be careful. Rotate it into itself. This should come out much easier than it's right now. Then you're left with this rectangle pad that kind of supports the foam. Personal items. That's looking really good. We got some adhesive right here, so we're gonna go ahead and remove that when it comes time to do the cleaning process. And again, trying to get those strapes. What's a strape? Try and get these straps all the way pulled to the end so everything's exposed. Moving on to the shoulder pads. shoulder straps, whatever you want to call them. Boom, boom, boom. It's like my version of a Rubik's Cube. Boom! New record, baby. Exposed, exposed. This is ready to go. All right, now we got those quick disconnects fastened onto the top loop here. Just like that, you have your bare frame. Some of them I've seen are completely broken in half, one side's missing, what have you. What they're gonna go ahead and have you do is fill out a damaged gear statement. And typically you have to go to your supply. You have to tell them like, hey, this got broken because, you know, I was carrying 4 of my guys past the line of fire and it was just insane and grenades were There's some paperwork involved if you got some broken stuff. That's all I'm trying to say. And if you're missing something, you'll have to do a flippo. CO signatures, all kinds of chain of command involved. And let me just tell you something. We want to save you guys as much time, money, and effort as possible. Just hit us up. Well, you guys, this concludes today's disassembling of your main pack, assault pack, and the rest of the gear that you're issued that you have to turn in clean and completely accounted for in order to transition out of the military or onto your next unit. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you in the next one. Have a great day, and looking forward to this new year with you guys. We have some big things coming up. Follow along on all the social media accounts. We love you. Thank you for the support. We'll see you guys soon.